You know?
I've been an activist for a long time. In the beginning, I worked with people like Mitch Snyder, who was a homeless advocate in D.C., and Phil Berrigan and others in that area. And those are the people that were my mentors as an activist. And then fast forward, after a lot of arrests, a lot of protests, a lot of organizing,
Decades go by.
It was after the first Bush stolen election that I started working with Mark Ash on truthout.org, and that was my start in political media. I always say that I didn't get hired because of my writing skills, but more the political knowledge. I'm not a great writer or anything, but and then Truth Out RSN and stuff, covering political stuff for the last decade or so, and then I was looking for Bernie rallies online, and that's how I discovered BTV. And since when he was in Iowa, I was covering a lot of the rallies. I just started letting BTV pick up stuff, and that's how I got here.
Literally, that's what it is. I'm sorry. Literally, that's what it is. Like I was just like, oh look, there's a stream, right? There's a stream. Scott's like, hi guys, like I actually know how this works, and
I didn't know how to stream though.
Oh, he didn't.
I was filming all the time, but I didn't really know how to stream.
Wait, because you got the MiFi as part of this, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of the beauty of this. And yeah, you guys are going to get a little cross echo here because we've got two microphones very close to each other. But the beauty of that is that this is the bridging of generations here, 3 at least. I mean,
it took many, many times before we had a successful stream.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Hello. I've also been active with our revolution. Started with an O, I knew it did. And but it's not just the politics for me. Obamacare definitely saved my life. I had health care. I was working for Truth Out in Los Angeles, and I moved to Washington to start a DC bureau. So lost the health care because we were on a California health care plan, and I was the only employee in Virginia. And I kept applying for various health care, and the answer I would always get was, we can't give you that plan, but we can give you this plan, the plan I couldn't afford. And it was the reason they gave was always body type. I didn't have a diagnosis of anything at the time, but since I was 5'4" and 200 pounds, now that's too high a risk. You can't have the cheap plan, you can have the more expensive plan. So I went without health care for a bunch of years. The last time I had health care, they told me I was borderline diabetic, but they weren't treating it. So by the time I got health care, when Obamacare started, I had diabetes and a lot of kidney damage from the diabetes. If I had health care all along, I probably wouldn't have had the kidney damage. I'd have been treating the diabetes, and that would have all been taken care of. And so now I'm on the transplant list and everything. That's all great. And since I'm sick enough that I won't lose health care at the end of Obamacare because I can go on Medicare because I have the kidney disease. But for most people that are sick, if they lose Obamacare, they're not going to get anything. And I'm worried about the end. If let's say I get a transplant next year, I only have 3 years on Medicare before I would be back into having to get my own health care, because you only get 3 years after the transplant. And then if they don't have to insure people with pre-existing conditions, that I gotta kidney transplant, that's definitely going to be, it's definitely going to be hard to get insurance then. And so for me, Obamacare definitely saved my life. And thank you.